Ladies and gentlemen, today I want you to imagine a version of yourself untouched by fear, undisturbed by criticism, unshaken by failure. Imagine a mindset so resilient, so rooted in confidence that nothing, no person, no event, no setback can steal your peace, your purpose, or your power. Uh, Act as if nothing and nobody will ever hurt you. This is not arrogance. It is not ignorance. It is mental mastery. It is the power of the human mind to rise above circumstance, to choose strength over fear, and to dominate reality through belief. Napoleon Hill said, "You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul." But what does that mean? It means you don't react to life, you command it. You don't live like a victim. You live like a visionary, a builder of your own destiny. Hurt, loss, rejection, betrayal, these are part of life. But pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. When you act as if nothing can hurt you, you detach from the toxic opinions of others. You stop fearing judgment, stop shrinking your light to make others comfortable. You stand tall in your truth. You dare to chase dreams people call impossible.
Why?
Because their limits are not your reality. Their fear is not your forecast. Does that mean you won't fail? No, it means you'll rise faster each time you fall. It means criticism will bounce off you like rain on armor. It means betrayal won't break you. It will build you. It will build. You will understand that no one holds the pen to your story but you. This mindset transforms everything. Relationships, business, health, goals. You stop begging for validation and start demanding results. You stop fearing the storm and become the storm. So how do you develop this unshakable mindset? Decide to lead your emotions, not follow them. You are not your feelings. You are the force that directs them. Feed your mind with power. Read, listen, and speak words that align with strength, not weakness. Visualize the strongest version of yourself daily. See yourself unbreakable, calm under pressure, and full of purpose. Expect resistance, but never let it define you. Train your mind to see struggle as training, not punishment. Take action even when afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of it. In the end, this mindset becomes a shield, not from pain, but from defeat. Life will test you. People will try to tear you down. But your power is internal, immovable, infinite. So act as if nothing and nobody will ever hurt you. Not because you're invincible, but because your mind is. And once your mind becomes unshakable, so will your life. Your mind is your shield. It is the first and final line of defense between you and the world. Everything that happens around you, every word spoken, every disappointment faced, every fear imagined, only becomes powerful when your mind accepts it as truth. If your mind is weak, even a whisper of doubt can destroy your confidence. But if your mind is strong, then even the loudest criticism cannot reach your core. That is the real power you hold, the ability to protect, guide, and strengthen yourself from within. Most people spend their lives trying to fix the world outside, changing circumstances, avoiding people, escaping pain. But the truth is, the world outside will never be fully under your control. People will judge, life will throw challenges. Situations will shift without warning. The only thing you can truly master is your own mind. That's where your freedom begins. That's where your shield is built. When your mind is trained to remain calm in chaos, you become untouchable. You don't react to negativity. You respond with clarity. You don't crumble under pressure. You perform with purpose. It's not about denying pain or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing what you allow to enter your mental space. A strong mind doesn't entertain every doubt, doesn't carry every insult, and doesn't replay every failure. It selects thoughts the same way a warrior chooses armor, carefully, intentionally, with power in mind. This mindset gives you control over your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately, your life. You no longer let other people's moods dictate your mood. You don't let temporary failures redefine your worth. You become the master, not the victim. You realize that confidence isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's a quiet inner strength that says, I know who I am. I know what I stand for, and I will not be broken. Training your mind to be a shield takes effort. You must guard your thoughts, replace fear with focus, replace self-doubt with self-discipline. Speak to yourself like someone you deeply care about. Feed your brain with wisdom, not noise. What you read, Listen to and repeat to yourself shapes your shield. Every positive thought becomes a layer of protection. Every moment of discipline becomes a sharpening of your sword. This doesn't mean you'll never feel pain again. It means pain will no longer control you. You'll feel it, learn from it, and then let it go. The mind that's your shield knows when to fight, when to rest, and when to move forward with grace. In a world that often tries to tear you down, your mind must be your sanctuary. When others doubt you, believe in yourself louder. When life challenges you, rise higher. When fear whispers, respond with courage. Because nothing outside of you has the right to define what's possible for you. Only your mind does. Build it strong, guard it well. Let it be the shield that protects your dreams, your peace, and your future. Detach from opinions and criticism because they are not the truth of who you are. They are simply reflections of other people's limitations, projections, and perspectives. When you allow yourself to be defined by what others think, you hand over your power. You let the noise of the world drown out the voice of your own intuition, and in doing so, you shrink, you doubt, you hesitate, you begin living for approval instead of purpose. The truth is, no matter how talented, kind, or successful you become, someone will still criticize you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will judge you unfairly. That is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their viewpoint. If you try to please everyone, you'll end up pleasing no one, not even yourself. You'll twist and turn in 100 different directions wearing masks just to gain acceptance, while your real identity fades into silence. Freedom begins the moment you stop needing permission to be yourself. Detaching from opinions and criticism doesn't mean you become arrogant or ignore wise feedback. It means you build an inner foundation so strong that you're no longer emotionally controlled by the applause or the rejection. You stay grounded in who you are, whether people praise you or mock you. You learn to say a thank you when someone compliments you and keep moving. You also learn to say, that's their opinion, when someone criticizes you and keep moving. This detachment is not weakness. It's emotional mastery. It's a deep knowing that your worth is not up for debate. It's understanding that people see you through their own lenses, colored by their fears, experiences, and insecurities. What they say about you often says more about them. My negative comment doesn't mean you are wrong. It means you triggered something in someone else. That is not your burden to carry. When you detach from opinions, you unlock clarity. You start making decisions based on vision, not validation. You stop wasting energy defending yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop trying to explain your dreams to people who've given up on theirs. You move in silence. You take bold steps. You trust your process. To reach greatness, you must become deaf to doubt and blind to judgment. The more you grow, the more opinions will come. That's a sign you're doing something worth noticing. Let the world talk. Let them guess. Let them criticize. You keep building. You keep rising. You keep walking the path that only you were born to walk. Detach, not because you don't care, but because you care too much about your mission to be distracted by noise. Choose peace over approval. Choose growth over gossip. Choose authenticity over applause. Because in the end, the people who matter won't criticize your light. They'll be inspired by it. Let go of the need to be understood by everyone. Understand yourself. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. That is enough. That is everything. Pain builds. It doesn't break. Though it may feel like life is tearing you apart, the truth is, pain is shaping you. It is refining you. It is strengthening the parts of you that comfort never could. Pain shows up not to destroy you, but to develop you. Every scar you carry is proof that you survived something meant to stop you. Every tear you've shed is a sign that you felt deeply and still chose to continue. That's not weakness, that's power. Most people run from pain. They avoid discomfort, hide from challenges, and try to take the easy path. Whoa. But what they don't realize is that the easy path doesn't lead anywhere worth going. Pain is the price of progress. It's the tuition you pay for growth. The greatest lessons in life aren't taught in moments of joy. They're revealed in the furnace of struggle. When you embrace pain, you take back your power. You stop seeing it as the enemy and start recognizing it as your teacher. You begin to ask, what is this moment trying to show me? What strength is being awakened in me? You stop asking why me and start saying try me. Because you understand that every challenge carries within it the seed of transformation. Look back at your life. The times that shaped you most were the ones that tested you most. The heartbreak taught you self worth. The failure taught you humility. The betrayal taught you discernment. The loss taught you gratitude. You became wiser, stronger, and more grounded, not despite the pain, but because of it. That is the secret most people miss. Pain doesn't weaken character, it reveals it. When you shift your mindset, you begin to use pain as fuel. You don't get bitter, you get better. You don't get paralyzed, you get focused. Pain has a way of stripping away distractions and forcing you to look inward. It teaches you discipline, patience, and resilience. It builds mental toughness. It sharpens your vision. And most of all, it connects you with your deeper purpose. Some of the most successful people in history endured unthinkable pain, rejection, poverty, illness, and loss. But they didn't let that pain define them. They let it drive them. They turned their wounds into wisdom, their failures into fuel. They didn't crumble, they rose. And so can you. The next time you face something hard, don't ask to escape it. Ask to endure it. Don't try to numb it. Try to learn from it. Don't see it as punishment. See it as preparation. Because pain is temporary, but the strength it leaves behind is permanent. You are not fragile. You are forged. You are not broken. You are being built. Every painful moment is carving out the version of you that's meant to rise, meant to lead, and meant to inspire. You may not have chosen the pain, but you can choose what it becomes in your life. Let pain build you. Let it awaken you. Let it turn you into someone so strong, so determined, so unstoppable, that nothing in this world can hold you back again. Courage is action in spite of fear. It is not the absence of fear, but the decision that something else is more important than that. Every person who has ever accomplished something great did so while feeling uncertain, nervous, even terrified. But they moved anyway. They spoke up anyway. They took the risk anyway. That is courage, not confidence born from safety, but movement born from purpose. Fear is natural. It will always be there. It shows up whenever you step outside of your comfort zone. It whispers doubts, paints worst-case scenarios, and tries to convince you to stay small. Fear isn't your enemy. It's just your alarm system. It's meant to alert you, not control you. The problem isn't fear itself, but how you respond to it. Yeah? Most people let it paralyze them. They wait to feel ready. They wait for fear to go away. But that moment never comes. The only way fear loses its power is when you walk through it. That's what courage is, taking one step forward even while your hands shake, your voice trembles, or your heart races. It's saying, I'm scared, but I'm going anyway. And every time you do that, you grow. Your courage expands. Your fear shrinks. You start to realize that the things you were afraid of weren't as powerful as they seemed. It's the inaction, the hesitation, the overthinking. That's where fear gains strength. Courage isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Like a muscle, it gets stronger each time you use it. Speak up in that meeting. Apply for that job. Start that business. Walk away from that toxic relationship. Set that boundary. Say yes to the unknown. Say no when it matters. Each of those moments adds to your inner armor. Each one reinforces the truth. You are more capable than you ever imagined. Or one of the biggest myths people believe is that they need to feel brave before they act. But in reality, it's the action itself that creates the feeling of bravery. You leap first and the confidence comes after. You don't wait for the fear to disappear. You learn to move through it. That's how breakthroughs happen. That's how legacies are built. Some of the most defining moments of your life will come when fear is loud, and yet you choose to act anyway. You will remember those moments forever because they changed you. They revealed your strength. They proved to you that fear is just a gatekeeper, not a wall. Once you stop letting fear make your decisions, your life begins to transform. So don't be afraid to be afraid. Let the fear be there, but don't let it decide your future. Let your dreams be louder than your doubts. And let your goals mean more than your insecurities. Fear will always have a voice, but courage gets the final say. Move forward. Speak up. Stand tall, not because you aren't scared, but because what you are fighting for matters more. That is courage in its purest form, action in spite of fear. And that, more than anything else, is the key to a life of greatness.